Hey guys, I decided to put together this video here, which I'm calling the TikTok pointers, and it is to cover general things that you might encounter and will be encountering as you use the platform and get acquainted with organic TikTok, right? So I want to go over a few of these things and help you sort of understand what it means and what to do when it happens, right? The first one is getting 0 views. What that means is that your video is usually at 0 views after like an hour, right? And it doesn't seem to be going up, anyone not seeing it. And also, if it gets like 5 views, chances are you try to share with other people and it's still a 0 view video, so you forced viewership into the video and it counted. I would count those as 0 views too. You either got a violation, which TikTok will let you know, or they just straight up didn't like the video for whatever reason. If you get a 0 video, it will either remain as 0 views forever. That's like 90% of the time what happens, because something in the video is triggering TikTok, whether they let you know or not. Usually some sort of compliance violations or a claim that you made, it's triggering that. Or in 20 to 48 hours, the video actually does begin to pop. That's more rare. I don't get that often. Once it's 0 views, it's usually gone. In that case, you make the video private because we never delete. Remember that. And then you move on. You will notice also that a lot of your videos will be at 200 views by default. Now, that is not bad. When you get 200 views, it means that TikTok pushed it to the For You page, analyze the reaction, and then based on the results, either they will give you more views or they'll push you further into the For You page for other people, or you'll be stuck at this essential test phase. So 200 views is basically what? 200 to 300, it's a test that TikTok kind of gives you to see if the video is worth driving more traffic to. So based on the quality, if you're constantly stuck at 200, it has to do with the quality of your videos. You should make better hooks, stronger hooks, more interesting videos, and that will drive, more of that traffic to you. How to know if you're shadow banned? So if you're getting if you posted 6 videos back to back, maybe like one every day, and they're all like under 100 views, 50 views, like 2 views, like kind of very low, like let's say 5 times in a row, it is time to put that account on hold, meaning don't post anymore for a couple of weeks. 2 things will happen. Either the account will pick up again on its own and you're playing the game again, right? Or it won't, and you can test it by making a post a few weeks later to see what happens. Because what's more likely than not, you got shadow banned, meaning you got violations that weren't necessarily explicitly set to you by TikTok, or they did tell you that you were violating stuff. Again, this is all based on them not liking what you're selling or the way you're selling it, right? It can happen. It happens to everyone. If you get shadow banned once you've made a few grand, that's fine. Just get another account. Like, you've already made your money. Consider that the investment on TikTok, right? It will happen. I just want to be honest with you that it can happen. It happens to all of us. So how many times should you post a day, right? Or the frequency? Look, there's not a single answer to that, because you have people posting once a day who do really well because the post is really high quality and it goes viral each time or it gets a lot of views, right? But sometimes you get people that post 6 times a day, 5 times a day, obviously spacing it within like a reasonable amount, like an hour each or so, and they do it well as well. So it really depends on what your style is, what your capabilities are to edit videos fast. If you're doing like face on camera, personal brand type of stuff, you can pump a lot more videos than someone editing, let's say, with faceless AI or doing a lot of the faceless stuff that require a little bit more editing, with the added benefit of not having to add your face to the screen. So that in itself, we really can't answer that question. Quality matters more. That's all I'm going to say. And by quality, I mean like good hooks, good scripts, great visuals, good editing, right? And if you can dial a style that it's working for you, then you should post as many times as you're physically allowed yourself to make those posts, right? Because it could be hard to make whatever you're doing, right? Think about it like Mr. Beast, right? He doesn't post often, but every time he posts, he goes extremely viral, right? Yeah, it's an extreme case, right? But kind of the same thing applies here. Most go for volume. That's all I'm gonna say, and then wait for something to hit. The max number of accounts per phone is another question that quite literally doesn't have an answer, as I've seen people with up to 8 accounts, 10 accounts in one device. I myself don't pass 5 accounts per device. The reason for it is because when I tested this, I saw a drop in performance as I went up. So what I do is I get an iPhone 7, and then once I exceed the number of accounts, I have like 3 phones, and I just run the accounts there. And if all accounts are like shadow banned or whatever, or they don't work anymore, you can always factory reset the phone and start again on those devices. Now, when you set up a new phone, that directly links to the last question here. When to set up proxies, and I use usproxy.club. You should set up a proxy the moment you have to use a second phone, because at that point you're probably making a lot of money, and that's why you have to use another device. And a proxy guarantees that you can be at home and post from the same Wi-Fi, because if you are using a direct Wi-Fi connection, TikTok will know it's the same person. You want to make sure that it looks like it's somebody else, and for that you need a high quality proxy, mobile proxy, to do that. And I recommend 4G LTE proxies, mobile proxies, which you can get there. So those are like my TikTok pointers for now. If you guys have any more questions, I'm happy to answer, but those are the ones I thought that are very relevant to TikTok that you'll see, and it's good for you to know as you start posting, so that you're not freaking out or anything when you see some of this behavior here. And here's what to do to scale as well. So that's really it. Those are my pointers, and I'll see you in the next video.